Do you guys know that 1 in 5 women will be sexually assaulted or raped in their lifetime? I know you guys probably hear the statistic often as we're all college students living on a college campus, but this statistic is so real whether you choose to believe it or not. I personally know the statistic for like a year or two now, and I've always kind of just thought, yeah, like, right, 1 in 5, that can't be right. But it's 20% of women, according to National Sexual Violence Resource Center's statistics about sexual violence from 2012. When I got to college, this statistic became a lot more real, and I realized that sexual assault and rape is a lot more common, and that the statistic, 1 in 5, really is real. This topic is personally really difficult for me to talk about, as 2 of my best friends from home have been sexually assaulted in the last 6 months, but I feel a need that this needs to be talked about no matter how much pain, discomfort, it may bring us. And that's just the issue, the way that we react and act around the topic of sexual assault. According to Globe and Mail's Why Women Who Are Sexually Assaulted Remain Silent from 2014, there are structural and societal barriers that keep survivors of sexual assault from receiving the help and care they need. The term rape culture perfectly embodies these barriers. Survivors aren't believed, they're blamed, and they're further shamed for a crime that's committed against them. Our society has failed to try and understand sexual assault and rape. Our society has created a barrier around the topic that prevents survivors from getting the help and care that they need. And our society has created a stigma towards victims that forces them to feel nothing but humiliation and shame. The shame, the stigma, the fear of not being believed, the fear of being questioned, the desire to get somewhere beyond the pain. They worry about what their family's going to think. They worry about ruining the life of a man who is, in most cases, known to the victim. And they worry about entering the dark tunnel of a justice system with no promise of justice in the end. According to the Trauma and Memory article by Cindy Lutkin from 2014, these are all reasons how society has forced women to remain silent. They're afraid of backlash, they're afraid of what he might do or say to discredit them, they're afraid of what the public might think, or just the invasion of privacy. Women all over the world are being blamed for violence that's committed against them. They're blamed for speaking out. No wonder women or victims of sexual assault are hesitant to come forward in a society like ours. Over 90% of victims on college campuses do not report sexual assault and rape, according to National Sexual Violence Resource Center's statistics about sexual violence from 2012. Like I said earlier, 1 in 5 women will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime, and Cal Poly is no exception to the statistic. The likelihood of Cal Poly women being sexually assaulted is actually higher than the norm, with 1 in 4 women, according to Cal Poly Campus Health and Wellbeing from 2017. According to Cal Poly University's News and Info from 2016, there were 10,059 women enrolled in the fall of 2016 at Cal Poly. So this means that by the end of their college careers, over 2,500 of these women will be sexually assaulted. I don't see how anyone can think this is okay. We need to bring awareness to the issue and learn how to react to make sure survivors get the help and care that they need. Although we can't stop sexual assault and rape, we can break the societal issue that has formed around the topic. The shame, the stigma, and the embarrassment. And if we don't break this issue, more and more women will suffer feeling forced to remain silent. We need to change the way we react, and we need to learn how to understand, support, help, and listen to victims to the best of our abilities. First, we need to understand what sexual assault means for the survivor. It's a violent act that cuts people to the core. It strips away a person's sense of dignity, autonomy, and control. It's a violent act against a person's most inner and personal self. It's devastating in every possible way. And before you help someone, you need to understand how awful this experience must have been for them. And that intention is possibly the most healing intervention that you can provide someone. If they're not ready to speak to their family, to police, to their therapist, don't push them, because the last thing that they want to do is to feel forced to do something that they don't want to do. Next, we need to understand how to support the survivor. We need to actively listen to what they have to say and be in the moment when they tell us their story. Victims truly do deserve to be heard, just like everyone else. And once they've told you what they've been through, it's okay to take a moment to gather your thoughts and process what they've said. Victims need to know that it's not their fault, and the responsibility completely relies on the rapist, not them, and they need to know this. According Everyday Feminism's How to Help a Friend from 2013 article uses a metaphor I'd like to share with you guys. If someone's robbed, the robber is completely responsible. Even if they're walking down the street alone at night or they're carrying a fancy purse, it wasn't their responsibility to get robbed. Another way that we can support a survivor is respecting their autonomy to make their own decisions about their own life. You shouldn't tell them that they have or need to do something. Next, we need to understand that a survivor's response is extremely complex. Everyone's experiences are different and complicated in its own way, and their experience should not be normalized in any way, shape, or form. A survivor's response is going to be extremely complex, and the recovery isn't going to be linear. And we need to understand that nobody else besides the victim is going to know or understand what it was like for them to be in that situation. Finally, we need to establish safety for the victim. Physical safety will become a major factor in the way that the victim is able to navigate life. If fear of everyday tasks become daunting, there's ways to help. Like I said earlier, two of my best friends have been through this in the last 6 months, and one of them, she was like completely terrified of going out to parties and like living her life like a normal college student, even though she wanted to. And so like me and like some of our friends would just offer to like stay in with her, and so she wouldn't have a fear of missing out. So there are a million small gestures you can do to just help someone feel safe. So all these things I've told you guys about will allow us to try to understand, support, listen, and help victims to the best of our abilities. A lot of you might be thinking, oh great, it's another sexual assault talk presentation, like we've all heard it a million times during WOW Week or orientation, but this is extremely relevant to every single one of you, because if 25% of women at Cal Poly are going to be sexually assaulted or raped in their college careers, chances are that every single one of you will know multiple people. We can't control people's doom, but we can control how we act. And it's bad enough that this already exists in our society, so we need to change and educate ourselves on how to make the world a better place for sexual assault victims.